Alright, I'm working on the little Briggs here, the Model Y, and it's been a little bit since I've seen you guys, so let me catch us up here. I got everything painted the block, the shroud, the head, all that stuff, and the backing plates and all that. And I even picked up a decal. That's the sticker that goes on this thing. So I think where I'm going to start is we're going to start with putting the backing plate on and putting the magneto back on and spark plug wire and timing it up and getting that ready to go on. And then from there, I guess we'll put the piston in, the rings and the crank and stuff. But for now, let's get this backing plate back together. All right, I attached the back plate here to the other back plate, shroud. I don't know what you call that, and the governor. Put the governor back up. So now what I want to do is I want to take this plug wire off because it's pretty messed up, and I got some new stuff over here to put on it. And I come across something I've never seen before. You know, these wires are attached to the coil and they're not soldered, they're just crimped on there. And this is something I've never seen before. This one here, let me pull it back, this piece of tape. They took the bottom tape here, the insulating tape, and just wrapped it around and then filled it with some kind of tar. So like I said, it's pretty interesting because I've never seen that before on any Briggs engine, and it's a pretty good idea. So I'm going to dig this out and get to the little clip that we have to hook the wire to, and then we'll turn these back on. Alright, yeah, I brought you guys down here with me because I've seen a couple things that are pretty interesting. I was able to get the tar off in just a couple big chunks, so that was a good thing. And what I came across that was interesting, kind of dark here, let me see. Yeah, maybe that'll brighten things up. But somebody actually soldered this to that terminal there, and like I said, I've never seen tar around these, and I know Briggs didn't let me see if I can clip that off, and I know Briggs didn't solder these on there. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little grinder on the Dremel, little cutoff wheel, and clean that off. Can you see the solder there? That's not good. But another thing I noticed was they got the date on here. I've never seen the date on a coil before. There's the H36 again. If you remember, that H is I think August and 36 is the year. Not only is it on the one side, but it's over here on the other shoe, on the other side. Interesting. Yeah, I like to bring them little things up to you guys. You know, if you don't want to hear this little interesting stuff, let me know, and we'll just continue on. All right, let me grind that and clean that up and get that ready to go. Okay, got the wire off. Now I'm just going to clean up. We had over here. I'm just going to clean up that little blob of solder on the top there. go. Looks pretty good. Yeah, if any of you Briggs guys know anything about this, let me know. Like I said, I've never seen one soldered on before, and I've never seen one encased in that tar. Yet this seems to be the right coil for this engine because it has the date on it, and the engine seems like it's in pretty good shape, like it wouldn't have been messed with before. So, anybody knows anything about that, let me know. I'm curious. All right, let's put the, I don't know, maybe I'll put the plug wire on after we hook everything else up. Okay. Alright, let's continue on. Alright. I'm ready to put this together. Put my glasses on so we can see what's going on here. Here we go. And let's see what we got here. We don't need the carburetor. Now we can need these. And we need this. Alright, let's put the points on first. Is the, I call it a plunger. I don't know what else to call it, but we'll just give it a little bit of oil. Don't need much. Don't like to have a lot of oil around the points here. All right. Guess we can put these on first. Cleaned all this stuff up, so it's pretty clean. Alright, the points line up pretty square. If those points didn't line up square, you have a screw back here, or a bolt. You can actually move that in and out. This part of the points is stationary, and this is where you make your adjustments down here on these two nuts here. But this should be okay, because if I remember, I checked them before I took it apart and they were okay. Alright, let's put our condenser back in here. I also checked that. Even though it was brand new, check it before we go any further. Okay, you know what? I'll loosen that up in case I have to move that. I'll leave that loose. All right. Now this goes on like this. That fits right in the holes there. That's why I left that loose, in case I had to move that. So that's okay there. And this just held on with these two bolts here. Screws, I call them screws because they have screw heads on them. Got to check, see if you guys are in view here. There we go. Can you still see it? Okay. Alright, that's pretty tight. And now these two wires here just get soldered to this thing here. And I'll do that. I don't know if you guys knows that, but I cleaned this identification plate up. Came up pretty nice. Piece of brass. Alright, and then this here goes onto the spark plug wire. So, alright, let me solder these two on there, and then maybe we'll make a wire for it. Alright, take a break. Alright, got that all soldered up there, soldered for my British and Aussie subscribers there, and tightened up the capacitor, condenser for you guys still call them condensers. And I set my crankshaft up here in my little vise, and we'll adjust the points. You can adjust them when it's not on the engine. That way we just throw it in there. Alright, give you a little light there. You see our points there, they're open. And then you go around here, and they close. closed. So you bring it to where they're open, and then we get our 0.20, 20 thousandths, I guess that would be, and we'll stick it in there, and thankfully just goes right in. Alright, yeah, I think I checked in before I took this apart and everything was adjusted, so if it wasn't, then you would just loosen that nut up and then adjust that to where it had to be. Yeah, these are a little pain in the neck to adjust, but they're actually better than the other ones, you know, more accurate. So, alright, so that's all ready. What I'm going to do now is, this is the end to the spark plug wire, and let me put it down here so it stays in focus. And I'm going to cut the old one out there, and then put it on the new piece of wire here, and then we'll stick it on there, and that'll go all ready to go. Alright, got our coil plate all done, and backing plate and everything all hooked up and everything. Got our spark plug wire here with that's the original tip I soldered on there, and we're all clamped on in the back there, so we're ready to go with this. So I guess we'll put the piston in, put the crank and the piston in, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, ready to put the crank in now, and let me show you where the timing marks are. They're very important. Without that, you're not going to get the engine running right. Let me see if I can get you a little more light over here. There we go. I'll try and stay out of your way too. Alright, see, there's one timing mark right there. Right there. And we have to line that up with this one on the crank. I don't know if you can see that right there. And it sounds easy, you know, just to put it in and everything, but if you look at the gears on there, you see they're on an angle. I think they might call them helical gears. I'm not sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But they're on an angle, and same with them gears there. They're on an angle. So you sort of have to put it in a little crooked and hope they line up. And if they don't, then you just got to move it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little white paint on there so it makes it easier for us to see. And not that it's that difficult to see, but it's not going to hurt. Alright, I'll see you after we do that. Alright, I put a little white dot on there. I don't know if you can see that. Sometimes with this light, it washes stuff out and it makes it worse. There you go. There you go, okay. Let's put a little white dot on here. Alright, yeah, I had to load my pen up here again. Okay. Yeah, I use these all the time, these Posca pens. And, I always leave a link in the description if you guys are interested in this kind of stuff, but so that makes that one a lot easier to see. Alright, let's try and put this thing in now. Yeah, I want to lube everything up. I want to lube the... Let me turn the light on this camera. Here we go. I want to put some lube in there and lube the tappets and lube everything else. Got to put lube down here, some oil, and then oil up the crank. So let me do all that, and then we'll try and line this up. Alright, we're all lubed up here and ready to go. Stick it in there. Alright. I'm going to stick it in wrong. That way you can see that they don't line up. There you go. So they don't line up. You see, and then when you twist them, so then you just lift it out and go to the next tooth. And that one, they meet up there, you see? They're right where they belong. So, like I say, they're helical gears, and you know, they just don't go right in. So if you don't get it first, you lift it up and try it again. But you got to make sure they line up just like that. They point at each other. So, all right. Now let me get the side plate there. We'll put that on. All right. Let's put our homemade gasket on here. Remember that? Turn this over here. Try and line this up as much as we can. I must say that's pretty good. Alright, let's lube it up here. Plenty of lube. Remember how tough this was to get off? Look at that. Look at that. Went on like it had eyes. The gasket's moving down there. There we go. There we go. Alright, let me find the bolts. I'll be right back. Alright, I got them right here. I moved you guys over a little bit. Maybe you can see a little better. Go right in here between the wires and this one here. Oops. They don't leave you much room there. Actually got a little cutout there. I don't know, you probably can't see it on either side, but a little cutout there so you can get that screw in there. I'll just screw it down while I got them in there, right? All right, bear with me. Last one here. Alright, we torque it down there. I think these were 2 grunts. Whoa, whoa, almost lost our engine there. Ugh. My hands are kind of slippery from all that grease and oil. You tighten these down and then I'll check them before I put the mag on. Alright, that's pretty good. And we, okay. Our crank spin's good. That's all you need. Alright, let me see how much time we got left on this and then figure out where we're going to go from here. Alright, we're ready to put the piston in. I have it sitting up here. And there is a front and a back to that piston. I know in other videos, you know, people question me and stuff like that, but there's a little X. I'd like to draw your attention over here. There's a little X on that boss right there that holds the pin. And I'll come over here out of your light. And it's going to be tough to see because everything is black and dark in there, but I don't know if you can see that right there, but right there's a good shot. There's the X, and you know, I've always said, you know, the X or the mark or whatever goes on the side of the flywheel, and a lot of guys questioned that and said I was wrong, but I actually have the Briggs manual over here, and it says right up here, X mark inside the piston, because the X side should go towards the magneto side of the engine. So that's what I'm going to do. And a lot of the, and even shows you a picture. There's a picture right there with a little X. And some Briggs engines don't have the X, some of them don't, you know, and they here's a picture of one. Some of them have a notch. That notch goes towards the magneto, and some of them have a letter F. You know, the F I guess stands for flywheel. Flywheel, magneto, both on the same side. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go by the book. And a couple guys questioned whether I adjusted the valves and everything because I didn't show it, and I did. I checked them and they were good. And afterwards, when I was adjusting them and stuff, I didn't like the way they felt because it was looser on one side than it was on the other, and so I took them back out, and the exhaust valve especially. Whoever adjusted these before, you know, or cut them down, it was on an angle, you know, and it should be flat and square. So I had enough material there that I was able to square everything up down there, and I figured while I was there I might as well do the other one. So even though that was within tolerance, you know, I still you know, it took so much off that it was still within tolerances. So so we got plenty of clearance and everything, and everything is working right. So I'm gonna oil these up, send some oil in through the intake and the exhaust, and send some through the top, and then oil the tappets and everything. So everything is going to be very well oiled here, and then we'll go and we'll stick the piston in. Alright, let's put this piston in now. I'm going to lube everything up. Oh yeah, another thing, you see this breather here? I need a cap for this. If anybody out there has a cap for this crankcase breather, get in touch with me. I'd appreciate that. Also, you know what else I'm missing here is this. There's a black. There's a. It could be any color really. It's a cap that goes over the Kickstarter gear here, and it's missing that. Well, the engine will run without any of them, but that'll just complete it. So, yeah, if you got that, a cap for that shroud or a cap for this breather, let me know. All right, let's lube all this stuff up here. Here it needs oil. Needs oil. Quiet it up already. Put some on here. I noticed this don't have a bevel. You know what? While I'm thinking about it, let me clean it. Let me wipe this off. There might be some dust that got on these cylinder walls just from sitting. Yeah, a little bit of dust. Okay. Plenty of oil. Alright, before I interrupted myself there, I was saying, I noticed that this engine doesn't have a bevel. I think the 5S and stuff have a little bevel, and it makes it pretty easy to put the rings in without a ring compressor. But we'll get it. Plenty of oil. Make sure you get it in there behind the rings. Right. I can't see my X, got oil on it. Right, it's right here. So we'll put that towards the flywheel. Put a little more oil on this. Never have enough oil. Alright. Double check there. There's my X. Alright, like I said, I don't have a ring compressor. I do, but it's not handy. So usually, sometimes if you put a little pressure on the top of these, and I got a thing here for putting the windows in, glass windows. let's see, I'm going to bring the opening right to the front so we know where it's at. Because you don't want to line them up with each other. Alright, let's see if we can get this to go in a little bit. Because see, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. The hands are kind of slippery, so. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to take this other ring and put the opening to the side here. It's a lot easier when everything's not slippery. There we go, it's going down. I don't know if you can see that. And we'll bring this other can't even see it. Okay, here we go. Bring that other opening over to the side here. Yep, here we go. Went right in. Alright. Let me turn these upside down and we'll go from the bottom. Alright, I moved these over here and tilted you up a little bit. Maybe you'll be able to see a little better. Alright. Yeah, I put the connector rod up right against the crank and oiled up down there. Now just going to oil up here and put the cap on. Even the cap, you know, the cap has a little mark on here. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see that, but right here there's a tiny little mark. And the same mark is on that side, so put a little oil on this and stick it in. I was talking there, I wasn't paying attention which side the mark was on. I was lucky it was on the right side. Put our lock washers on there. Alright. This video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to run them up and then we'll turn these back on. Alright, we get these all run up there now. Just have to crank these up. So you want to try to stay out of your way. I can't. Okay. I'm not going to get crazy here. Alright. I'm going to see if it... Alright, there you go. You always want to check, make sure it's not locked up. And we're doing fine there. So, alright. We said we put the bottom on here. I don't know if I showed you guys how I made this gasket. This is that other material. And that should go on there. You know what I noticed? This bottom plate here, you know, you look at it and you think it's symmetrical, you know, but it's not. You know, you put this on here, there is a front and back to it, and this is wrong. You see how these bolts line up, and these up here don't? Same with the bottom. You turn it around, and it fits perfect. I wonder why they do that. Why would they not make them symmetrical so that would go on either way? Alright. Put a few bolts in here. I haven't painted the heads of the bolts. There's little washers under there too. Alright. Let me put these in there and then we'll crank them up. Alright. I ran them bolts all the way up. Now I'm just going to tighten them up a little bit. I don't know how long this video is getting, but it's probably getting up there. So I think if we tighten this all up, we'll call it done. Alright. You hung in here with me this long, I appreciate it. And we're making good progress on this. Shouldn't be too long now, so... Alright, what do you guys say? Enough of this? Alright, we'll try and get this up tonight. It's Friday, so we'll try and get this up for you for the weekend. Alright, see you later.